Well, it's been a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill you guys in to let you know what I've been up to. So recently, I've taken a bit of a break to deal with some real life stuff. That said, I've still been around. I just haven't been around for 8 hours a day or more like I was before. That kind of activity is just not sustainable, and I don't recommend it to anyone, especially when you have another job already. I've also just kind of been burnt out, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, I mean, I had to take a break. I feel rejuvenated now, though. I feel a lot better. I think my approach is going to be slightly different going forward. I'm no longer going to be working on stuff that I just don't want to work on. I know that might make a little bit of a scattered experience in terms of what to expect coming up, but I am kind of just tired of doing what is essentially expected of me, or what I've set my own expectations to be, right? So, in order to actually continue having fun, it's just going to be whatever I decide to work on. So some fun stuff that I've just been working on today was, where did you go? I'm working on city bots for various towns and stuff. And so one of the bots that I'm making at the moment is something that should just be able to drop into any location and just wander around. These are just purely ambience type bots. Let's see. Tar Brawl. But yeah, they'll basically just go around, kind of do very basic interaction type activities. If I can actually find my bot. I know I was supposed to have a... So you need to be reworked. Anyway, I wanted to do a release for Halloween, but I just don't have it in me to do that at the moment. It's probably going to be closer to December before I have another release. But, yeah. So basically they just go around to various random NPCs, basic interactions, they'll sit there and pause. Again, these guys are just for ambience and nothing crazy, right? Pathing leaves a lot to be desired, but, you know, as a background, they do their job, and as long as you don't look too hard, right? You don't really notice the defects. But yeah, so I got a couple of those going on right now. I have some more in Ironforge. There's actually a couple that are scripted out a little bit more complexly. I've also been putting some random ones in as well that just will appear randomly just for more ambience. And again, this is one of the basic bots that just goes around and interacts with things. That's an NPC bot. This one is a basic bot right here. One of the issues that they occasionally run into is when they're going up the stairs or somewhere else, they'll get stuck on the stairs. But overall, they're pretty good. So anyway, today I'm going to be doing some random dungeons on my Shaman. Because I haven't played my Shaman in a while. I have been working on tier sets significantly, so pretty much every off-spec will have their tier sets complete for tier 1 through 3. I've also rebalanced a lot of the higher tier sets for TBC, so that should be nice. But yeah. So let's just go ahead and do a random dungeon for now. This feels like it's going to be an easy go, so we're just going to go ahead and leave and do a different random dungeon. Okay, we can do this. This is okay. Lots of changes to Shaman. Nothing really different from last time though, so I'm not going to go over that again. But Lightning Shield now gives you mana back if you have the proper talents. Oh, why do I have air speech turned on? That's obnoxious. I didn't even know I had air speech for Volpera, to be honest. Let me do... I did nerf a couple things on Shaman, because they were doing too good. Air speech, heck no. I do want to do like a lightning shield recharge system, kind of like how they have in Cataclysm, where you use surplus lightning shields to do increased damage on your lightning bolt or chain lightning. But actually, it's your Earth Shock that ends up doing more, and then your lightning bolt and your chain lightning restores the lightning shield, I guess. But I don't know how I'm gonna do that one though, because Wrath doesn't really have that kind of spell stacking system. So yeah, I'd have to combine some code, I think. Had to nerf the rank 1 lava burst damage too because it was just too high. Still feels kind of high, but... And again, I am doing the no eating or drinking challenge. Feels like I'm a little bit laggy. Let me close out of some of this stuff real quick. And then the passive for the amount of damage you do, Elemental Overload, I've nerfed that a bit. It's not reflected on the tooltip at the moment, but... Just feels like I'm super laggy at the moment. Let me see. Sorry, give me one sec. Fun police nerfing everything. Yep, that's definitely it. Honestly, yeah, I mean, I don't mind a little bit of imbalance, but when stuff gets a little crazy, then I was going to fix the PvP item issue for bots, but I got irritated with it, so I just left it be for now, so at least that'll be around still for a while. But yeah, the last couple months, I think it's been pretty much a couple months at this point. Just really been taking it slow, taking time for myself. But overall, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm a lot more physically active now. I was probably getting like no negative 1,000 exercise before. But yeah, that seems to have helped out my mood quite a bit. But I'm definitely cutting back on the hours I'm doing. And I know I've said that before, but it's actually happening this time, so... I have been adding some custom items to some of the lower level dungeons. Because we have so many items that we could just use, but we haven't been using, so... Again, I'm also doing this with Fragile Warrior mode on, which is why my damage kind of sucks. I've been trying to think about what I want to do for challenge modes for TBC. Azerothcore has taken a look at Black Temple. Seems like they're pretty much done with the major stuff at the moment. I fixed the crash that was happening on Illidan, though. It was a stupid health potion that Akama was casting. Would cause the client to crash. Stupid. It's like the most random thing ever. So I just changed the spell so that it's just an instant lesser healing wave or whatever. I feel like Fire Nova needs to have less mana because it's really like mana inefficient. Maybe it should be a free cast. Deadcry says, hey, I really like the repack, been enjoying it for several months now, probably close to a year now. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's had its ups and downs. I'm really looking forward to the future of the repack at this point, though. I'm not I think that when you actually decide to start working on the stuff that you want to work on and not worry about the stuff that you're not, that's when content's going to get better. So, plus it's, you know, it's a repack. We're going to be around for quite some time, and so there's nothing to say that you have to work in a linear fashion. Honestly, the goal is to just create something new and exciting every once in a while. Freshen things up, that kind of thing. Yeah, I've been trying to decide what I want to do with Feral Druids, and to a lesser extent, Moonkin. They don't really have any love at the moment. Made some slight changes to some of their abilities, but nothing crazy. Let's see, what did I do recently? Changes. Priests, oh man, Smite Priests are completely different now. It's a lot more fun to play, actually. I'll show you guys a little bit of Smite Priest later on. But essentially, man, this guy hits hard. Essentially, it has a real rotation now, so it's good. Let me just show my other screen real quick. So this is all the crap I've been working on. We've got lots of changes to Shaman. Someone brought up Molten Cleave the other day. I actually changed this a while ago. There was some serious issues with the ability in general, so it should be better now. Let's see. Cat Swipe, reduced the energy cost on that. Rips damage is now also applied immediately, so it has an extra initial tick. I just made Tiger's Fury 1 rank and a baseline 15% increased damage and the duration increased by 2. And I also made it usable in Dire Bear and Bear form. There's some tier sets that I've also implemented with Tiger's Fury type stuff. Fire Blast has been taken off the global cooldown. It's castable while casting. It's always a critical strike. And it has a cooldown increase to 14 seconds. There is a tier set that increases the number of charges for Fire Blast to 2. Netherwind Presence has been removed. Actually, did I do that on a tier 3 set? I'm confused. Let's see. Critical strike chance for fraud. Let's see. Arcane. Damaging spells. Scorch executes. Maybe I did it on tier 8. 4, 5, 6 rather. Hold on. Presence of Mind. Fire Blast can now be used twice before incurring a cooldown. Right. That's right, I did add another set bonus to tier 6. Ice Lance, now available at level 60. And 70, down from 66 and 72. Icicles has changed. I actually reworked the script on the spell. It's also grayed out until it's usable now, so that'll be fun. Smite Priest, most of this is related to Seraphic Burn. A couple of fixes here and there, a couple additions to some of their glyphs. Hunter's Frost Trap I went ahead and fixed. Steady Shot is now a free cast. Disengage has been altered. Leap backwards, clearing movement and impairing effects and increasing your movement speed by 50% for 5 seconds. I don't know if I had that speed on before. I think that's new. Warrior's Raging Blow, I reduced it down to 4 rage. I had to nerf deep wounds a bit. Glyph of Thunderclap now also increases your threat generated. Blood Surge procs. Improved Thunderclap now deals additional damage over time. Shield Mastery also causes shield block ability to reduce damage taken. Let's see. There's a big one. So Lightning and Thunder's dot damage. I kind of want to just show you guys these changes. I'm just going to do that. This is going to be a changes, kind of like a show you what's going on in the repack recently kind of thing. We have a new 51-point talent. So Last Stand I made baseline. And this is the new tier 3 set for Fury / Arms Warrior. This green tier 3. Moral Strike. And Bloodthirst, reduce the remaining cooldown on Death Wish by 2 seconds. You generate 8% more rage from damage dealt, and increases your attack power by 6% of your stamina. Upon death, you are instantly revived at 30% health. You gain 65 rage and become immune to all damage for 14 seconds. During this time, all damage dealt is increased by 25%. Can only occur once every 5 minutes, and there's a reason why I have this set bonus. It's kind of a wonky set bonus. With the last one is Execute can now be used regardless of the target's health, but at a price. Every Execute grants a stack of Sacrificial Fury for 15 seconds. Each stack increases your critical strike chance by 2%, and upon 6 stacks, your overwhelming power will cause your demise. So I'll show you how it goes. I should just modify my rage. I don't even think I have my hit rating up high enough. Hold on. Yeah. My axe skill is complete garbage. Let's see. Sorry, one sec. Two-handed axes. Set skill 44, 172 to 300, I think. Set skill, let's say 300. Yeah. Now I should be able to hit something. So 1 stack, 2 stacks. Can't really see the stacks right now because I have crap in the way. And then of course if you have the legendary, this is an even better bonus because you get damage bonus increases from the legendary. So reaching 6 stacks, you die. You get revived, you get some rage, you get some damage increase for a little bit. Kind of a fun little gimmicky mechanic. But anyway. Undying Resolved, that's the debuff for the tier set. But Unbreakable Will is a new 51 tier talent for protection. Attacks which would otherwise kill you set your health to 10% and cause you to gain an absorbed shield equal to 35% of your health for 8 seconds. When your shield expires or is otherwise removed, you're healed for 50% of damage over 5 seconds. This is to make it more competitive with paladins. I'll show you how that one works too. I'm not sure what healed me there. I think I had a invisible aura on me that I was testing for something else. Alright, so I just died. I got a shield. Once the shield expires, I'll get some health back. So it's kind of nice. I like it. What else do we got? Let's go through some of the smite stuff. Smite Priest. That's a new tier set as well for tier 3. I'm worried that tier 3 for Smite Priests and Shadow Priests might be a little bit underwhelming, but I can always revisit that at a later age. So let's see. So Shadow Ward Death deals 30% increased damage on targets below 35% health, and has a 2-second reduced cooldown. Holy Fire damage over time deals 100% more damage. Power Infusion also increases your target's spell damage by 95 for the duration. It is now castable in Shadow form. Mind Flay now spreads Shadow Ward Pain to nearby targets within 10 yards, dealing 100% of its original damage. Holy Fire does it too, but at 50% damage. And then Holy Fire reduces the cooldown of Power Infusion by 3 seconds, and Mind Blast reduces cooldown of Power Infusion by 2 seconds. So Power Infusion is now baseline. It got changed. So I decided to move Penance down a little bit more so that Smite Priest could actually pick it up. And then made Power Infusion baseline and put in Purifying Light, so basically now your Penance spell dispels one harmful spell from a friendly or one beneficial spell from an enemy, so that's a new talent. It's kind of lame, but I just needed a filler, to be honest. Glyph of Smite deals 40% against 40% more damage against targets afflicted by Holy Fire. This is not getting implemented, but anyway, Seraphic Burn completely changed now. So what happens is you can only cast it on one target. It's meteor-like damage. It has a cast time, and then you can refresh the duration by casting Holy Fire, and the Holy Fire dot you can get to stack up 4 times now by casting Penance. And then you just filler with Smite. So it's a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more involved. I'm trying to make sure that there's not like gonna be a crap ton of buttons involved for pushing, but yeah, I was worried about Seraphic Burn being too powerful on multi-targets, so that's why I just made it meteor split damage. So it'll do more damage on a single target, but it'll do the same amount of damage on multiple targets though. So just kind of fun. What else do we have? Warrior, Warlock, Incinerate, now trainable, changed to Burning Rush. I need to give Warlock some more love. I did change the legendary for Paladins. So it won't cast Avenging Wrath on the Paladin anymore. It's just going to grant Divine Plea and increased Holy Power by 150. Glyph of Light Celerity nerfed a little bit. Avenger's Shield is on a 15-second cooldown, which is half of what it was before. And then Shield of Righteousness has a 20% chance to reset the cooldown on Avenger's Shield at the moment. Paladin has a new level 60 ability, which is Battle Res, so Intercession, Petition the Light on behalf of an ally. I made Portable Anvil and Forge, lower cooldown. Fixed a couple things, added some new blacksmithing recipes. Probably the one change that people are going to complain about. Sorry. That people are going to be excited for, I mean, is that I split up the badges in Outland. Because I hated the badge system. I thought it was a terrible badge system. I think Wrath of Lich King did it a lot better. So I spent the time creating new badges. For Black Temple and Tier 5 content. I made it so that you can go into Zul'Aman right after Black Temple, or sorry, right after SSC, and just because it's kind of irrelevant once you reach Black Temple, so having to do it after Black Temple is kind of silly. But for example, this guy now, this is the Badge of Courage. It's the red badge. You get that from Tier 6 content only. The daily bags that you get, or the daily dungeons, or whatever from TBC, they'll give the Tier 5 stuff the first time. Tier 5 badges, rather. So again, this is basically the Tier 4 stuff, Badge of Justice. I went ahead and changed the icons so I could have consistent icons between the 3 badges. So I got blue, yellow, red. I'm thinking I might make Nether Vortex yellow, but I feel like Badge of Justice should be good for a while. And then yeah, Badge of Glory, these drop in things like ZA. They'll drop in Magister's Terrace normal, I think. I have to look at my notes again. And then I changed, related quests and stuff like that to accommodate that. So yeah, I just split it up so that you can't really skip around in the tiers as much. I mean, I could make the vendors invisible for certain items until you reach a certain point, but that's kind of lame. I have been adding a couple trinkets here and there, just because I've been removing certain abilities from certain tier sets, so I decided to add them to either trinkets or totems even. So, let's see. What did I do here? I know I had... Yeah, so, like... I made a spell that basically makes Flame Shock explode once it expires, which was kind of a dumb spell, but I decided to throw it on a totem anyway. I was going to put it on a tier set, but it's a good thing I didn't. Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of the tier set stuff that got removed and placed onto totems was useless to begin with. It's mostly like mana regen crap for Elemental. What did I do to Elemental? It's been a while. So yeah, Flame Tongue weapon, Elemental Blast. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing crazy. I'm probably going to be adding some more stuff to these tier sets later on. There's going to be a new sort of enchantment system connected to Inscription come TBC. But yeah, that's the major stuff. Also, the smite, the shadow, the priest freaking legendary will actually work on bots now too, so that's kind of nice. I think I nerfed Ashbringer a little bit. I did nerf Ashbringer a little bit. I'm killing fun again. But this tier set's pretty cool. Tier 3. Crusader Strike heals you and your party members for 15% of the damage dealt and restores 5%. What did I say? For 5% of the damage dealt. Restores 5% of the damage dealt as mana. That's kind of weird wording. I need to work on that wording. And increases their haste rating by 25 for 8 seconds. So I've done a couple party-wide type tier sets for tier 3 for different classes, just kind of inspired by the ATS staffs. Avenging Wrath allows you to use Hammer of Wrath for the duration of the effect, so you can use your execute ability while Avenging Wrath is active. Then Hammer of Wrath deals 12% more damage and is always guaranteed to be a critical hit. It already has a high critical strike chance, but I just figured I'd throw that on there. So, yep. I don't think I changed anything else that was too crazy. Just checking. Yeah, so Shield of Righteousness, 20% chance to reset the cooldown on Avenger's Shield. And some glyph changes. So, let's see. Reduced some stuff that people were complaining about. I had to... Okay, so one of the sad things about the upcoming patch is the account-wide depository person. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of it. It was causing too many issues, and I was having to fix it all the time. So that means if you start over from level 1 now, like if you reset your character's levels, you will lose all your gear. But I have a config option for people who want to have account-bound items for every bind-on pickup item in the game that has a level requirement. So I'll show you that real quick. So Corrupted Ashbringer is already account bound. So we'll just say the Redemption chest piece. So that's soulbound, has a requirement, a required level of 60, right? There is config. I should just probably submit this one to Azerothcore because I think they'd like it, but it takes them forever to actually update anything. So yeah, so basically it converts whether to convert an item to bind on pickup or to bind on account. So by default it's going to be enabled. You can always just disable it though. This is not a permanent change. I'll show you what it looks like. I figured it might be appreciated by people who play solo so that they can gear alts better. Again, you don't have to have it enabled. Trying to think of what else recently. Someone said fake players was causing a crash. I haven't noticed anything with it. So maybe they didn't get the proper table or something. I made Nefarian have a new mechanic just because his other mechanic wasn't working. And rather than trying to make all those abilities work with bots, I just decided to give him a new mechanic. Fire Maw shouldn't pull from above, randomly doing trash anymore. He basically goes into stasis until you kill the boss before him. But yeah, just some of the badge changes. Couple fixes for some races. Here's all the new tier sets, basically. All the tier set changes. What was I showing? Oh yeah, account bound. So as you can see, Redemption chest piece is now account bound. If an item doesn't have a required level on it, like it's a quest item or something, it'll still be bind on pickup. So even legendaries will be account bound. So yeah, kind of fun. Then you can change it back. I wonder how that affects the auction house, though. I didn't think about that. Maybe there might be a setting I can put in the auction house to fix that. Well, it wouldn't affect it anyway because it's BOA, BOP. You can't put BOP items on the auction house, so yeah, we're good. Never mind. That's just silly. These are some invisible guide bunnies for some of the city bots that I have that I've been working on. I still need to get them to work, but stupid green belt. Yeah. That's basically the major changes. I would like to finish off. Basically, I had a cutie blue type fight, or a fight that was inspired by a cutie blue some months ago that I still have to finish up. I don't know if I'll get it done by December, but I think it'll be good. It's the extra boss index 40 is what it'll be. I think I just logged into the same character again, didn't I? I did. Oh, Belgarth did something with the reagent banker as well. Right now it's just tied to a command. Okay. I took away the Spectral Griffin mount for when you're dead, by the way, because I fixed the graveyards. So those should be working better now. I forgot that was an issue. Hold on. I need to just fix this portal, because this portal is obnoxious. I didn't know Stockades had some Halloween event stuff in it. I wonder if that was there last year. I don't think it was. But yeah, kind of what I want to work on next, or finishing up the tier sets for tier 2.5 and tier 3. And then I just want to mess around with some Outland a bit. I think it would be good to change up some of the fights in Kara. Or at least modify the values there, because they're kind of screwed up at the moment. Honestly, a lot of the bosses in Outland are a complete joke at the moment, considering the kind of power creep that you have. So I've got to adjust quite a bit of those. I have to do a playthrough, though, in order to figure that out, so once I finish the cutie blue boss fight, I'll probably just move on to Outland and with my paladin and start testing. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Atraxian put out a talent system on the WoW model changing website, I guess. I don't know what it's called now. But he's been doing it for a while, and it's cool that he finally released that publicly. We might steal the hero talents for levels 70 and 80. But I haven't decided. I'm kind of torn on adding more talents, because we already have a power creep issue. So just something to think about. Could make them unlocked some other way. Kind of like artifact power type stuff, but I don't know. People either really liked or really hated the artifact system. I enjoyed it. Still feel like I need to change Stormkeeper up. I would like to add more loot to this dungeon too, because it's been woefully devoid of loot for like ever. Looks like there's never been much point in doing stockades other than like for the quests initially. I could probably pull a lot more here. Alright. Keep missing those flame shocks, which makes Fire Nova miss because no one's got flame shock applied to them. Just gonna smack things for a bit and regen my mana for the next pull. But yeah, it just seems to me like Fire Nova costs way too much mana. Especially with how much you're going to be pushing it now. So. Ooh. That's new. I wonder what that crash was from. Hold on. We got a crash on that one. Seems like it was probably add-on related. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't really know why that would cause a crash. Weird. Weird. Very, very weird. Wowzer says, with the death mechanics, are you limiting world buffs as well? What do you mean death mechanics? So I did nerf world buffs a bit, by the way. I cut what they do in half. Again, the power creep. I think I kept the Zanza buff the same. Oh, with the death mechanics limiting world buffs, the warrior set won't that clear buffs? Yeah, it will clear buffs. So, kind of a give and take on that one. It's kind of a gimmick anyway, because it only works once every 5 minutes, so... Although, having the world buffs not be removed on death would kind of be nice, but it also kind of defeats the purpose of being good. Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I have no idea what caused that. Kind of an interesting sword. I don't remember that being a thing. Sometimes I'll add stuff to the game and forget that I added it. It's kind of fun. Yeah, I've always loved needing to pay attention with world buffs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a 25% damage increase for a couple seconds when you do die as warrior, but it's kind of like a get out of jail free card when you're stacking those executes, but I don't know if it'll be a damage increase if you have all your world buffs up, but at least flasks will stay. Good. New talent. Mana regen is BIS for the no eating or drinking challenge. Fire Nova is so nice now. I can sometimes get 3 targets to get hit by Flame Shock at once, and then I'll have 3 Fire Novas, but not often. I think I'll probably keep the mana usage the same, though, because it kind of makes you think about when to use it. I haven't been using any of my totems, I know. I think once I get the 4 totem spell thing, I'll finally use them, but right now there's just like not any reason. And a mana regen totem, that'd be nice. Uh-oh. Tank's dead. Oh no. I should make Fire Nova usable while dead. I think that'd be funny. Except you don't have mana, so... I should just release, but... Alright. Oh, I can't even see where I'm at. I really hate that visual. I need to change it. It's a dumb visual. I'm kind of used to it by now, but... Spell visuals are kind of fun to play with. I should probably just do a video on them one of these days, but... Someone did a guide on spell visuals recently and it was pretty good, so... I just haven't been in the mood to do a guide video in a while, and I probably should, but... I mean, that's kind of part of my audience. A big part of my audience is people who watch tutorials on how to do stuff for modding, but... It's like my main audience. Did I do this already? Okay. I did do that already. I think. Did I do the whole thing already? Let's see. I didn't get my sack of frosty treasures or whatever, so okay. Yeah. Oh, also totems won't pull aggro anymore. Unless they're like the last thing alive. That was a change from Aldori. He suggested it, and I'm like, I'm all for it. I mean, they might pull aggro, but obviously it's less likely. So they won't pull aggro if you just summon them, for example. Forgot how much that hurts. Is he just bugging out? Nope. I think one of the pathing issues with casters has been resolved, or I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. There's a pathing issue with some NPCs that are smart AI controlled. I don't know how to explain it other than, like, if you just stand there and attack, it won't move to you until you move. And that's been an issue since, like, quite a few updates ago for Azerothcore, and I haven't been able to figure it out. I've tried reverting a number of things, but... If I had to do it all over again, I would be freaking going with Trinity Core, but it probably would have been a lot more time in terms of getting vanilla working and all that fun stuff, since there's no module there for it. Also, looks like Courage got announced today for Classic. Seems like no one's playing it at the moment, though. I don't know if that's just because people got sick of it, but whenever I see gameplay of it, though, it just kind of reminds me a little bit too much of retail. It seems to be the same basic mechanics, not basic mechanics, but like the same mechanic types for everything. Soak this, dodge that. I mean, that's fine. I get that it can be fun at times, but I guess I'm just a little old school. Please tell me I got my... I know I should probably be just selling these on the auction house, but I don't care. Oh yeah, this was a sword I sent to myself to check to see if that account bound thing was working. Stamina cloak, that's not bad. I also went ahead and expanded on the random stat bonuses. I nerfed them a little bit, but I expanded the amount of, or the types of stats you can get. Let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, so before, you know, you'd only get like stamina and strength and a bit of spell power. But went ahead and expanded on these a bit. Now you get like crit rating, armor, some defense rating, some MP5 potentially. And then I broke them up a little bit more. So armor penetration. So right now on the live version of the repack, I think you max out at 8 spell power for vanilla. But yeah, I mean, you max out at 8 spell power now in Wrath of Lich King for now. I'll probably change that, but my biggest thing was trying to just cut back on some of the power creep again. So that's a pretty good cloak. Yeah, I'm gonna teleport out of here. Let's see. I really just need to fix that instance entrance. Randomly tagged. wonder if the bobbing app will actually make me fail my challenge. I should go around just doing some of the trick-or-treating stuff for experience. That might not be a bad idea. Might be a little bit boring, though. I don't even know where my skills are at anymore because I haven't played this character in a while. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the new Shaman form. I like it, but the one thing that bugs me is the fact that if you right-click something, like your weapon will suddenly appear. But I mean, if you sit again, then the weapon vanishes. But I don't know how to fix that. If someone knows how to fix that, let me know. I'm sure there's a flag somewhere that I'm missing. I just don't know. I don't know what it is. Okay. Got a lot of honor points right now. I don't even know where I was questing last. Let's see. Okay, so that's Ashen Order. I mean, I guess I could go all the way to... I didn't know that mages got focus magic at this stage. It seems like such an early level to get it. Interesting.
We will persevere.
I like this zone because there's a lot of PvP. You don't get a lot of PvP in other zones, but one of these days we'll have to take a look at the pathing for NPC bots, see what we can do about them. If anyone feels like having a side project, you should go look at those. I'm also going to try next week to implement Eye of the Storm, because I think it would be nice to have another...
Stone Talon Mountain has many perilous caves throughout this region. Exploring these caves can hold many adventures for those willing to risk life.
I think it'd be nice to have another BG for once, but...
How may I aid you?
There was rumor that Tricker was going to do something with more Battlegrounds soon, but I don't know. He recently did some scripting for the Lich King. I gotta take a look at that because it'll be interesting how he does stuff. It might be something that we can kind of replicate going forward for other boss fights where we can have custom behavior, but let me see if I can pull it up. This is the recent commits for Azerothcore. Yeah, so basically it was to fix bots being knocked away, but it looks like you can do more. So bot instance events is completely new handler for code. I'm sorry, but I think Tricker is an amazing coder, by the way. He does a great job. Like, I wish I could do as good as he can do. He's just got actual experience and probably a real education on it. uh, okay, so yeah, it looks like there's just a specific event. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I mean, you just, all it does is cast a spell on the bots essentially to get them to move to where they need to be. I think, or it kills them, one of the two. But yeah, I mean, I've done some of the basic implementations for like Thaddeus, for example, for the charges. So you can use auras to get bots to move to specific locations if you want to. And that's useful if you want to pair that with another like boss event to get bots to move to a specific location. I did that with Valistraz as well. So anytime a bot gets burning adrenaline, they'll go over in the corner of the room. And then with Saffron, I didn't use auras on that one. That one was just actual scripted events in the Saffron script itself. I would love, I don't know if you want to see this or if you're watching this at all, Belgarth, but if you ever feel like adding another flight point, you should do one at the south of Barrens. I know I could do it too at this point, but can't carry more of those. Come on. Eggs. I'm actually surprised that those are unique. I know a while ago I added some more masks to the Halloween event, but I need to do it again. It's funny. Let me change my screen back. Yeah, I mean, it'd literally been like a month since I'd logged into the game. And when I logged back in, I'm like, oh yeah, this is, I forgot how good this looked. Like, sometimes when you haven't looked at your work in a while, and you log in and you're like, oh wow, this is so pretty. It's all updated and stuff. It's like, yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. You did that. And other people. So yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I did change the visual on Sulfuras. It's the Tom Keck Sulfuras now too. We do have the purple and green version as well, so we could always implement those. I'll see if I could bribe Atraxian to do some more Tom Keck weapons. I don't know if you watch these videos anymore, but you totally should. I just like having Tom Keck stuff in the game. It's good to have. The guy is a phenomenal artist, despite what he says. I think his Judgment set looks a lot better than the remade crap that Blizzard made. He thinks that it's like too saturated, but I still think it looks better. I didn't think those guys actually dropped any rares. Go pretty fast now with sprint. Just such a nice environment. I love the Barrens. Barrens is one of the coolest places. This is probably my first time doing the Horde side stuff for like over 10 years at this point. Classic stuff at least. I've done the post-Kata quests, but free wind. Okay, cool. I was worried I'd have to go back. I didn't want to do that. You know, what's funny is I think I gave this camp a reagent banker at one point because I thought it was a hoarding camp map. Like, whoops. I really want to look at how these guys do their pathing because it doesn't seem like they get stuck on any objects as much. So, be curious to know. There's probably just a pathing method I don't know about or something. I don't know. I kind of miss water walking from my paladin. Whenever you holy leap. I mean, I guess I have water walking too, but it comes off whenever you get attacked, so it's like whatever. I didn't realize those boulders moved. Interesting. I feel like when you're a kid, you always look up at everything, and as you get older, you just stop looking up. The shade of these lifts really bugged me. I tried fixing them at one point, but I just made the issue worse, so I don't know what the deal is, but I know they were trying to make it like match these, but it just didn't work out. It's too dark.
Peace, friend. Ancestors watch over you. Be careful.
It's funny. Well, I think I'm going to call it here tonight, actually. I know that was kind of uneventful in terms of what I've done regarding like running any dungeons or what have you, but it's getting kind of late where I'm at. So just want to say thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Thank you all for sticking around with me, despite the fact that I've been gone so long. I really appreciate you guys sticking around and taking the time to enjoy and play the repack and make some changes of your own. And just seriously, thanks, guys, for all the support over the last couple years now at this point. So like the video if you guys liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you on the other side of Azeroth.